Special properties of matter. In this lesson, you will discover the special properties of materials and the changes that will happen when they are exposed to certain conditions. You will learn how to classify materials based on their ability to absorb water, float or sink in water, and undergo decay. Examine the two second pictures in Figure 1 below. These materials are commonly found at home and are grouped according to their properties. Can you identify the properties or characteristics by which they will be grouped and classified? What can you say about the pictures in set B? Do you think that these materials have the ability to absorb water also? If you placed all these materials in water, which materials will have the ability to sink or float in water? What is porosity? Porosity is the property of a material to absorb liquid like water. Porous materials have plenty of spaces or holes called pores where liquid can be quickly absorbed. In set A, you see the towel, tissue, and sponge are good materials that absorb water. The ability of materials to absorb water is due to the presence of loose fibers with lots of pores or holes between the particles that make up the materials. In sponge, for example, these holes or pores absorb water, making the sponge swell. When you are cooking, you make sure that materials are clean before using them. When you squeeze the sponges, you are forcing the water or liquid cleanser out of the holes that cleans the surface of the dishes, glasses or spoons that you washed and used in cooking. Other materials that absorb water, like tissue paper, cottons, and cloth, are called porous materials. These materials can easily undergo decay also. This happens because the presence of water or moist in the materials can cause degradation of the materials due to the presence of microorganisms that harbors or pile up in the materials. Materials like plastic or metal spoons and forks, porcelains, cups, iron nails, aluminum cookwares, and glasses that you use at home do not absorb water or liquid. Hence, they are called non-porous materials. There are no holes or spaces between their particles. Look at the pictures. Can you identify which materials have the ability to absorb water, float or sink in water, or will undergo decay? The ability of materials to sink or float in water depends on their density. Density is the amount of mass of an object per unit volume. Water has a density of 1 gram per cubic centimeter. If the density of an object is higher than the density of water, that object will sink in water. But if the density of the object is less than the density of water, the object will float in water. Different materials have different densities. For example, gold will sink in water because its density of 19.3 gram per cubic centimeter is higher than the density of water, which is 1 gram per cubic centimeter. Examine the picture of ice cubes above. What do you think will happen to the ice cubes if you place them in water?